I'm making a decadent but not so fancy dish today. It is oyster mushrooms Rockefeller, and it's a great appetizer, really based off the Oysters Rockefeller from the late 1800s, which they called it that just because it was thought of as such a rich dish. But I'm making a vegan version. I've got these cool little shells, and the star of the show is oyster mushrooms. And you can use any mushrooms that you like, but I thought oyster mushrooms would be appropriate, and I really like the flavor. Any mushrooms you can find will work well too. It's just a really fun dish to make, a great appetizer. Being vegan, I just wanted to do something different, and it's just fun to have a dish that is exciting and, use as an appetizer to bring to a party or to host at a party, and just make it more exciting. So you want to feel like you're eating something exciting and fun. So I'm just going to take a little butter and put it in my pan. Let's see. Probably about a 1/4 cup of vegan butter, and we're going to let that get hot in our pan. And then the first thing I'm going to do is add the mushrooms. I already have my garlic ready to go, but the garlic can burn quickly, so I'm just going to do the mushrooms first and just get the butter all over the pan like that. It's getting hot, we're just gonna pour in our mushrooms that I have cleaned and chopped into small pieces, not super fine, just kind of small pieces there. I'll add in our garlic. We're letting our mushrooms cook down a little bit and brown. They look great. And I'm gonna add in about 4 cloves of chopped garlic, finely chopped garlic. Just saute that a bit too. Add our spinach. I have a bag of baby spinach that I washed and just kind of tore into smaller pieces. And we're just going to wilt this. And I can add in my lemon juice, about a 1/2 of a lemon. A little salt. Look how vibrant that looks. And yeah, as you know, spinach cooks down a lot, so we're just going to wilt it. It is going to finish in the oven, but we just want to kind of coat it in there. Mix everything together, just kind of let it get softened up. Okay, and we're going to add in a little bit of breadcrumbs, maybe 1/4 cup. Panko or breadcrumbs, I'm actually using panko here. Just kind of add that into the mixture. And then finally, I have about a 1/3 cup of grated vegan parmesan. Violife is my go-to. You can certainly add more, but that kind of brings everything together, makes it creamy. Yeah, look at that. See that mixture? Isn't that already delicious? You want to just devour it. Okay, and that's it. So now I'm just going to scoop it into my little shells. I have these scallop shells. You can get them online. And they make such a nice presentation, so I love using them. They're also dishwasher safe, so that's a nice thing. But if you have shells like from the beach that you cleaned, you can certainly do that too. All right, so now I'm just gonna scoop a little bit into each of the shells. pretty that looks already. And these are kind of big, so I tend to use the 4 of them and just divide up the mixture among the 4 shells. And just, it makes such a decadent looking appetizer. That's really fun. Little tray of our shells here. And I'm going to put it in a 400-degree oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. If you want to put some cheese on top, you can do that, just so it maybe browns a little bit, so maybe about 15 minutes for that. My oyster mushrooms Rockefeller are done, and they've cooled off a bit. And look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Such a nice presentation for an appetizer. And it just feels so decadent and special. I love it. So I'm gonna have a little taste. The spinach and the parmesan and the lemon and garlic and the tenderness of the mushrooms, it's so delicious, really delectable. And I'm sure that you will enjoy it too for your next party. Have it with some Prosecco, champagne, or some wine, and celebrate something. There's always something to celebrate, so cheers.